Welcome dear students. Today we are going to begin the fourth module for the subject traffic engineering and management, and this module mainly deals with intersections. So this is a topic that we'll be dealing in this module, and these are the contents discussed in this module, that is the design of the intersection, design of at grade and grade separated intersection, rotary intersection and capacity of rotary intersection. Today we'll just have a discussion on what is intersection and what are the different types of intersections. So what do you understand by intersection? We know that when we travel on a highway, there are some general areas where two or more highways will join or cross each other, and this also includes the roadway and the roadside facilities for the traffic movements in that particular area. So an intersection is an area that is shared by two or more roads, and this area is actually designated for the vehicles to turn to different directions so as to reach their desired destinations or destination point. And also we can say that these intersections is a common area, and also here at this point what happens is the vehicles that are moving in different directions would want to occupy some space for some time before they turn the directions. Now coming to the various principles that should be considered for a good design of intersection, there are various points that has to be considered while we design an intersection. Firstly, the number of intersections should be kept minimum. So in any roadway, the number of, as far as possible, the number of intersections should be kept minimum, and it is also necessary that some minor roads may be connected with each other before they join the major road. Also, the geometric layout should be selected in such a way that the hazardous movements of the drivers shall be eliminated, and this can be achieved by various techniques like channelizing and also staggering. So we'll be discussing the channelizing later on. And while we design an intersection, it should also permit the driver to discern quickly from the layout or from the traffic signs and the path he should follow, and also the actions of merging on a road or diverging from a road. And also the layout should also follow the natural vehicle paths, and the number of conflict points has to be minimized, and the vehicles that are forced to wait, we have already told that here the vehicles that are moving in different direction would be occupying some space at this area. So the vehicles that are forced to wait in order to cross a traffic stream should be provided with sufficient space at all the junctions. So these are some of the points that we have to consider while we design an intersection. That is, the most important is that the number of intersections should, as far as possible, be kept minimum. Now coming to the different types of intersections, there are various types of intersections, out of which these are the two broader classification. One is the grade separated intersections, or it is also called grade separated interchanges, and then we have the at grade intersection. So what do you mean by grade separated intersection? So grade separated intersection is that in which the roads will meet or cross each other at different elevations, and we can say that in this case the two roads that join together at any point will be connected by a ramp. And when it comes to at grade intersection, it indicates that the roads all the roads that join together at any junction or intersection will be of the same level, or it will be having the same elevation. So that is the main difference. So if the grades are separated, we call it as grade separated intersection, and at grade indicates that the level will be the same. That is, the level of all the roads that are joining will be the same. Also, we'll be discussing the grade separated intersection in today's class. So we can say that grade separated intersection or interchanges is actually a bridge that will eliminate the crossing conflicts at the intersection point by, say, a vertical separation of roadways in space. And also the route transfer in the case of a grade separation is accommodated by a interchange facilities which consists of the ramps. That is there will be a change in the grade when the two roads meet. So there will be a provision of a ramp. So that is what is very important in the case of a grade separated intersection, because here the level is not the same. And also here the interchange configurations are designed in such a way that so as to accommodate economically the traffic requirements of the flow, and also the operation on the crossing facilities, the physical requirements of the topography, then the adjoining land uses, the right of way, and also the direction of the movements. Now there are different types of grade separated intersections. So before we go into the different types, we'll just see that in the case of grade separated intersections, here we saw that there will be a ramp that is provided, and the roads in the interchange will facilitate the road to pass from one road to the other road by using this ramp. So normally there are three types that we normally say. One is a direct ramp. So here you can see in first figure, that is, it shows a direct interchange. So there will be a direct interchange from one road to another road. So in this case, in the first case, you can see that there are two conflict points, 2 points of conflict. And the second one, that is a semi-direct ramp. In the second type, it is called as a semi-direct interchange. So in this case, the road will change from one direction to another direction with only one conflict point, and this is what we call as a semi-direct ramp. And then we have the third one, that is an indirect ramp, or it's an indirect interchange. So in this case there are no conflict points. So these are the three types of interchanges that normally occurs in the case of a grade separated intersection. So I hope it is clear. Now coming to the different types of grade separated intersection. Before that, the main objective of this grade separated intersection is that to eliminate all the grade crossing conflicts that has been mentioned, and also to accommodate the other intersecting maneuvers, like by including the merging, diverging, then the weaving or the load relative speed, etc. So that is the main objective of a grade separated intersection. And also when coming to the classification of grade separated intersection, one of the distinctions that is made in the type of interchange is the directional change. So directional changes, interchanges that we already discussed, that is those which have ramps that will tend to follow the natural direction of the movement. And there is also the non-directional interchange, which will require a change in the natural path of flow. Now coming to the major types or major interchanges in the case of a grade separated intersection, it includes the following, that is the underpass, the overpass, the trumpet interchange, the diamond interchange, the cloverleaf interchange, partial cloverleaf interchange, we have the directional interchange, and the bridge rotary. So these are the different types of grade separated intersections. So we'll see each of these separately. Firstly, the underpass. So what do you understand by underpass? So underpass is actually a tunnel. We can say it is a tunnel, or it is an underground passageway that is completely enclosed except for the openings for the ingress as well as the egress, especially at the ends. So you can see here, this is a typical underpass. So here what happens is, a tunnel may be for a foot or vehicular road traffic, or even for rail traffic. So you would have come across many underpasses. We have one in Kannur also. You would have seen that very close to the railway station we have a underpass. So it is like a underground passageway. So that is what we call as a underpass. Now coming to the next one, that is overpass. So what do you understand by a overpass? Again, overpass is actually here you can see, that is also it is also called as a flyover. So the road will be above the natural road, that is, it will be a flyover, and there will be a bridge or a road or a railway or similar structure that will cross over another road or a railway. And here you can see this is an overpass, and a pedestrian overpass also is there, which will allow the pedestrians safe crossing over the busy street without impacting the traffic. So this is what the figure shows, an overpass, and this is how a underpass usually looks like. Now then coming to the next one, that is a trumpet interchange. So trumpet interchanges, so these are actually used where one highway will terminate at another highway. So suppose one highway will terminate at the junction of another highway, then this type of junction or intersection will appear like a trumpet. You would have seen a trumpet, it is an instrument, musical instrument. So since this represents or resembles a trumpet, this is called as a trumpet interchange. So here it involves at least one loop ramp which that connects the traffic that is either entering or leaving the terminating express way with the far lanes of the continuous highway. So that is how here it is. And the principal advantage of this type of construction is that the construction cost will be low, and also it is useful for the highways and also for the toll roads. So even the toll roads, in such cases this type of a highway is normally preferred. So this is what is called as a trumpet interchange, and this name because it resembles a trumpet. So this is what is a grade separated, one of the type of grade separated intersection which we call as the trumpet interchange. Now coming to the next type, that is the diamond interchange. So in this case, like you see here in the figure on the right side, diamond interchange, it is actually a common type of road junction that are used where a freeway will cross a minor road. So whenever a free way or a road crosses a minor road, this type of a road junction is formed, which we call as a diamond interchange. And here the diamond interchange will use lesser space as compared to that of the freeway interchange, and also it avoids the interweaving traffic flows that will occur in the interchanges as in a clover leaf. Clover leaf we'll be discussing next. So in the disadvantages of clover leaf can be overcome when we use a diamond interchange. And these diamond interchanges are very effective, especially in areas where there is no heavy traffic, that is the traffic flow is very light. In such cases we can opt for the diamond interchange. The main feature is that here it is used where a freeway will cross a minor road. So that is what we call as a diamond interchange. Now coming to the clover interchange, which we call as a full clover interchange. Here a clover interchange is actually a two-level interchange. Here, like you see in the figure, it resembles a clover leaf. That is why the name clover interchange. And it is a two-level interchange in which the left turns are handled by the ramp roads, and to go left, that is in right hand traffic, the vehicles will first continue as one road passes over under the other, and then the exit right onto a one way will merge onto the intersecting road. So here what happens is it eliminates all the crossing movement conflicts by using of the by the use of weaving sections, and it also replaces the conflict the crossing conflict, which is one of the conflicts in any intersection, with the merging one. And also there is some distance farther it will be there we can see there is a diverging conflict. Now coming to the grade separated next type of intersection, that is a partial cloverleaf interchange. So in the case of partial cloverleaf, this is actually a slight modification of the earlier one, and here what happens is one or more loops of a clover leaf will be there. So it is also called as a par-clo because from this word partial clover leaf we also call it as par-clo. And here one or more loops of a clover leaf will be provided like this, and it also it is also used to eliminate the more critical turning conflicts, like in the case of a full clover leaf interchange. So here it will provide more acceleration and deceleration space on the freeway. So it eliminates more critical turning conflicts in this case. Then we have the next one, that is the directional interchange. So a directional interchange actually provides direct for left turns. So that is what it provides in this case. and these interchanges will contain ramps for one or more direct or semi-direct left turning movements. So that is when we call it as a directional interchange. And here interchanges of two freeways or interchanges with one or more very heavy turning movements will usually warrant this type of a direct ramp, and this will have higher speed of operation and also higher capacities as compared to the loop ramps. So that is what is a directional interchange. Now so I hope this is clear. These are all the different types of grade separated intersection. And then we have bridge rotary. Bridge rotary also, here this is a 3-level stacked roundabout, is a variation of a roundabout interchange. So roundabout we will be discussing later on. So in this case, both the roads will be grade separated. So that is what is called as a bridge rotary. So we will be discussing the roundabout later. So I hope it is clear. So these are all the different types of grade separated intersection. So underpass, the overpass, the trumpet interchange, the diamond interchange, cloverleaf interchange, then partial, directional and bridge rotary. So it just means that the two roads which join or at any intersection or at any junction, they will be roads which join or combine at any junction will be of different elevations. So that is what we call as a grade separated intersection, and these are usually connected by the ramps, and based on the directions we can classify it into the various types that we discussed so far. So that's all about grade separated intersection. In the next class we'll be discussing what is at grade intersection.